must continuously sow your prosperous seeds through all trials and tribulations. You must continue to sow those seeds. You know what I mean? You are a lot wiser and more knowledgeable from within than the opposition. And that don't have anything to do with, oh, somebody reads more books than the other being or watches more videos than the other being. You know what I'm saying? Because in my world, the way I process things, if they were to shut the matrix down now, we would have to go back to our normal sensory system. So a lot of us have just been taught to ignore or push that part off to the side and focus more on just being a robot. You know what I'm saying? But you are much more knowledgeable and wiser than the opposition. So that's why they have to work so hard to do the things they do now. You know what I mean? Whether it's coming from the big witchy system running everything, or whether you knock it down to the little minions who will be considered friends, family, spouses that surround us. You know what I mean? But you will realize, like, there is never going to be the perfect time or the right time to do the things that you want to do or to get to the place that you want to get to. And understanding these things it comes with a huge awareness of knowing that you have to be aware of the seasons that you are in, and you have to be aware of the obstacles that are in front of you. So that way, at least you can understand what's going on. You know, you don't want to be trying to plant seeds in concrete. Like, you can at least search around and find better terrain for you to plant your seeds. You know what I mean? So what kind of dove me into this subject, right? It's just processing some different things with my little mini, because she's always going to be a huge part of the battle, and it's my nephews too. You know, I got a little brother, I got a younger generation that I'm still there for physically in real lifetime too. You know what I mean? So trying to be and position myself in a better way to reflect that you are wiser than these other beings who are choosing to use this other playbook. Meaning that, so since my many other household uses that playbook, meaning, hey, you are wiser than them. They are trying to turn your sensory and your access to the knowledge off. That's what they're trying to do. So anytime she says daddy or dad or any of them forms of manner, they want to shut it down, right? But because we are wiser and more knowledgeable, and we have to continuously sow seeds. You know, this was like one of our longer weeks where we was going without seeing each other, and I had mentioned to her, like, well, if I know you don't want to talk to your mom or call her, because she never calls her when she's with me, but I mentioned to her, if you go ahead and give her a call, you know what I mean, then once you get over to that space over there, she'll be more willingly to allow you to use the phone to call daddy back, which happened to be the case, you know what I mean? So it's like just understanding these little tools and tactics. And of course, I didn't need to talk to my BM, but my mini wanted my energy, you know what I mean? So it's a tough position where, you know, you fighting as hard as you can. The opposition does have some leverage out here, but with the way we sow our seeds, you know, and how firm we plant them down, and the terrain we usually put these seeds in, it usually helps the battle and the turmoil and the soil, the growth, everything out a whole lot better. It makes the process a lot smoother. So like all my trials and tribulations I've been going through in this process right now, right? Let's say like I decided to like take a break, you know, and just say, oh, I'm going to take a break and focus energy here and wait for the right moment to do this here, or to teach these things to my mini, or to reflect these things to my mini, you know what I mean? Then being in this space where she in now, it would be a lot more difficult for her to be understanding and comprehensive of what I'm saying to her and the way she's seeing me maneuver, you know? And that's the importance of the seed. So like, even if you haven't, like, you facing some kind of weird weird eviction thing, you still got to be sowing your seeds. Even if your car is getting taken, you still got to be sowing your seeds. Even if you just lost your job, you still got to be sowing your seeds. Even if you just went through that breakup, you still have to sow them seeds. You know what I mean? Because what's going to happen is you're not allowed to go through certain places and portals unless you open the door. So you would have never got that paycheck if you didn't open the portal to have that financial situation spin back to you if you wasn't working that bill job or on that plantation. You know what I mean? Or just your work or something that you love to do. You know what I mean? But you had to open that portal to know that, okay, every 2 weeks I'm going to get this back here, or every week I'm going to get this back here. But if you didn't open that portal, that wouldn't be possible. So then you would be working other avenues to figure out, okay, how can I open up other portals and avenues so that way this can flow to me or flow through me, you know, because some things aren't meant to just stick with us. Some things just have to pass through us, and you still get to reap a little bit of what's passing through you. You know, everything isn't always for us, but sometimes we do reap from the amount of work that we put in from the other beings around us, whether they're passing their tests or failing their tests. You know what I'm saying? We have to be aware of all of these things that's happening. That's why I always feel like it's important, no matter what you're going through, to make sure you keep sowing them seeds. Like, these demons out here full time. They out here full time, and they working every tactic that they can possibly think of. You know what I mean? And then you have some of them who have taken on playbooks, and some of them want to get away. You know, everything's on a percentage scale, so I don't like to give all the credit. Like, oh, you got the playbook, they not trying to get away, they not trying to formulate anything at all, you know what I mean? But then you do have the ones who do want to pull away from that shit, you know? So that's always mentioned on a percentage scale. But even through those battles, you still have to be sowing your seeds. So, like I said before, I don't know, I said it in other videos, like, if you having battles the first half of the day when you get up, then you have to figure out how to manage your process through that battle, knock something out the way, either before you go to work or whenever you get off of work, you know what I'm saying? But you have to reestablish something. If your process gets witchy around like lunch hours or like midday sometime, then you already know before you get up, when you get up, once you start getting active for your day and start doing things, you have to get your most productive things out the way first. Any new ideas, any new spaces you want to roam into, you know, like, that requires energy. When you're diving into a new space of some unknown or a new avenue that you haven't experienced physically yet, that requires energy. So sometimes people who are constantly time traveling, they do get exhausted from all of this time traveling, from going this far back or going this far up, or trying to figure out this thing right over here in this way, you know what I mean? So, but even through that process, like, a lot of us wouldn't be where we are right now if we wasn't continuously sowing them seeds. So this is just like a way of just reinforming you of what you already been doing, the steps you already been taking, you know what I mean? Like, you still have to plant them seeds, even if you don't feel good, even if you don't feel like it, even if you don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, it's been a lot of days I didn't want to do certain things, and I still done them anyways. And then later on, the fruits from it, what I was able to reap was amazing. You know, it don't have to be the great $1 million scheme that meet in all ends, you know what I'm saying? But it's still enough fulfilling that you don't feel like you just used all that energy and it went to waste, you know what I mean? That's the difference between being fulfilled in what you're doing and then just kind of getting the residual, you know what I'm saying? Because that's when you just are more, you positioning yourself to be more ungrateful when you are aiming more towards the second option and not the first option, you know what I mean? So, but these are things we already aware of. I just want to make sure that we stand on our toes and on point while we out here in this wartime. Make sure you getting that artwork done before somebody call your phone with some witchy energy and they throw you off, and now you're not even in your creative space no more. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you ducking and dodging and moving some of this shit out here. Like, you gotta look at it like you trying to write a test, you trying to do a paper test, and then another student keeps getting up, like trying to hit you in the back of the head or slap you. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't no bitch, so you're not just going to try to let them hit you, but you do want to finish the test and the teacher not in there. So here you go. They swing at you, you duck, you go back to writing on your test. You know what I'm saying? They swing at you, you block, you go back to ripping on your test. You know what I'm saying? They swing at you, you do some weaving, some kind of movement, and you getting back to work. Your test is still your seeds. You still have to sow. So that's why I say, even in the midst of all of this, we are still sowing the most beautiful seeds possible. You know what I mean? But I ain't want to run it up too long. Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kids.